love to join.
East March.
Okay, sure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our memorial of Wally Pops Anderson. He is a longtime member of ours, played with us in Rift, DW2, and ESO. Was very much looking forward to Ashes of Creation and what happens with Camelot Unchained. Very, very sad day to hear that of his passing. It was last Tuesday we got word, and it all blended together after that, so I'm not sure when it was, but he was not, I don't know how to say this, but it wasn't a surprise, but it wasn't a surprise, it was more of a surprise that he lived 6 years past when he told me he was supposed to go. So when Pops first joined the Gashki community, he said before he joined he wanted me to know that the doctors told him he had less than 2 months to live, and that he could go at any time. And then they told him that 2 years ago at the time. So, as Pops told me, it was 2 years past his expiration date. So, what that did for us is it made our relationship really tight, because I knew that at any moment Pops could go. And, you know, we traveled through 3 different games. He helped us with the early testing of Elder Scrolls Online. And by early, I mean that he was one of the first 10 Gashkia to come into Elder Scrolls Online. That was 2013, 2012 timeframe. And we had a lot of fun adventures together, traveled through a lot of games, had a lot of memory shared, convinced him to come and write for Gashkia magazine. And he did that. There are 7 articles that he wrote for us on Gashkia magazine site. You can go to gsch.info/mag and go ahead and look at the staff and then find Pops. Check them out. They're all inspirational articles that help you kind of deal with life, and from his funny, quirky, humorous perspective. So there we are in game. And thank you guys all for joining us today. I'm going to basically pass the microphone around, let you guys share your stories of Pops, share your words that you want to say. Feel free to type X in the game chat or inside Discord. Either way, I should be able to find you. Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Ingor.
So, I didn't play much with Pops. Most of the time it was here on Elder Scrolls Online. But I did have a lot of conversations with him. And being a 20-year veteran, we had some pretty good conversations. So I just wanted to take a little time, maybe a little moment of silence, and honor his service to our country. And just say that I was extremely proud to know him on a personal level. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingwer. DM Magic.
So I've been in Gashkia for probably 4 or 5 years now. Pop's obviously been here the entire time. And I felt like he really represented what Gashkia was for me. He was always kind. He was always patient. He was just great to play with. You know, it was just always a good experience. And I'm gonna miss having him here because I felt like he really helped represent, you know, what this guild was and what really drew me to it.
Thank you. I can very much agree with that. The day he joined and what I saw him do, I'll give a little more about it later, but I knew from the moment that I saw him that he was going to make a remarkable elder, and that he literally 100% lived to the ideals of the Gashki community and what we stand for, and who is just a perfect example of it. So it's really a huge loss to lose somebody like that. Gma Fog, go ahead.
I am very new at this. Sorry about the... I just want to say I will really miss having him come in on Discord early in the morning while I'm working, and he'll go, Gma, are you there? And I'll say, yeah, I'm here, just busy. And he'll go, I just wanted to say hi. Hi! How are you doing? And he would just be such an encourager. If I was having a bad day, he would crack a joke. I can't remember any of the jokes, but it was really fun to have him around. I'll always remember his voice.
Thank you, Gma. Go ahead, Winterlight.
I want to say I didn't really know Pops. I only talked to him a couple times, but he seemed like a really nice guy from the few times that I was around when he popped into the Guild Wars 2 channels looking for someone, and asking questions. And the day he came in and said, I'm back in the hospital and setting up this, can you let someone know? So I let Shima know.
All right, Polar Bear. Thank you, Winter.
Hello. So I'm definitely in that position where I kind of wish I got to know him better than I did. But I'm also very glad that I got to know him as well as I did. The little bit that I got to talk with him. I started with Gosh Kia right as ESO came online, and he was one of the first people I talked to, both in game and on chat. And I'm in the Coast Guard at the time. I was on an icebreaker, so I deployed about 6 months of the year. And it seemed like every time I came back from deployment and got back on the game, he was always the first one to welcome me back, and just kind of made an impression on me and made me very glad to know him. So I was very thankful that I got the time in game that I did with him. Thank you.
Thank you. Kiki.
I first met Pops. We used to play together in Rift quite a bit. There was a crew of us that were always together in the mornings, and I'll very much miss hearing his voice and cracking his terrible jokes, and missing him around in ESO as well.
Go ahead, Harlan.
This is actually the first I've just kind of heard of this news, so I'm still a little taken in, and I apologize. But I had similarly met Pops when I started playing Elder Scrolls during the beta. Actually, this is when I was first introduced to Gosh Kia, and he was the man who brought me in. I couldn't say anything bad about the guy if I ever even wanted to in my life, because I don't think he's ever done anything that he wasn't helpful and loving and caring to everybody that has known him or been with him this whole time. He actually brought me back to the game, bugged me several times when I had left playing for some personal reasons, and was always there to help and be that guy just to kind of push and want to see people be happy and better and loved playing. I mean, he definitely is always the first person to jump in and say hello and always the last person to make sure he told you, congrats and good job, and to be there for everybody no matter what. It's very sad to see a man like that is no longer with us because it makes the game a little dimmer.
I 100% agree. Thank you for sharing. Go ahead, Gribix. Is Gribix or Solai?
This is clearly a big deal, and you are all clearly family to each other, and it's a big deal. And I don't know. It's not every day I cry because of people I've never met. It sounds like he was a real hero.
Go ahead, Sequoia.
I like to read a poem that Pops liked poetry, and we talked a lot about. He was in the Army, I was in the Navy, we're both retirees, so I'm just going to go ahead and read a poem. It's called Decoration Day. It's from Harry Longfellow, sorry. It's sleep, comrades, sleep and rest on this field of grounded arms, where foes no more molest, nor sentries shoot alarms. We have slept our grounds before, and started to your feet at the cannon's sudden roar, or the drum's redoubling beat. But in the camp of death, no sound your slumber breaks. Here is no fevered breath, no wounded that bleeds or arcs. All is repose and peace. Untrampled lies the sod. The shouts of battle crease. This is the truce of God. Rest, comrades, rest and sleep. The thoughts of men shall be as sentinels to keep your rest from danger free. Your silent tents of green, your deck with fragments of flowers. Yours has the suffering's been. The memorial shall be yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Sequoia. And hello, Baylor. I see you're watching. If you want to say something, I can relay it from Twitch. Or you can hop into channel. gsch.info/ESOCE will join you into the channel. It is open so you can just talk. Anyone else want to share some stories? Baylor's working on something. So while he is doing that, I will go ahead and say some more words. I want to let you guys have a chance to speak first. See if I can delay long enough for Baylor to get it all out. But one of the things that really kind of took me about Pops is his willingness to give. He was just overly looking out for everybody else. It was never really about him. From the moment he joined, he would use his vault credits that you earn for participating in events and stuff to order stuff so that he can give it to other people. Even the stuff that he earned for himself, he would try to give to others. He was always like that. He was looking out for the other guy, helping out the new player that just joined the game, always taking time out of his day to make sure that everybody was okay. He knew, like when he joined us and he started playing with us, he knew that his last day was every day. And he chose to spend the rest of his life, however long it was, sharing with others and telling stories and making people laugh and make sure that everybody else was having a great day. That's something that in itself is just remarkable. A lot of people would tend to be more self-absorbed when they're on their final days. No, he wasn't. He was the opposite. He decided to dedicate everything towards making life better for everybody else. He even went as far as to buy a laptop for a member that lost their computer and wasn't able to play anymore. Who does that? Pops does that. I mean, it's so when you ask me who is Pops, he's a man that literally wore his heart on his sleeve and gave everything he had to everybody else, never asking for anything in return. So that's how I like to remember Pops, and he was an outstanding man and a great person. I know his family loved him very dear, and I'm really thankful that his family relayed the message to us. We knew that things were getting bad. We didn't know how bad, and they managed to bring us in the loop and let us know what had happened. So thank you to the family for looking out for him. And Baylor, hope you got your words ready, maybe? If not, somebody else can speak. Anyone else? Go ahead, Ian.
I'm not sure I'm gonna speak that much, but I remember Pops from whenever I joined about 4 or 5 years ago. Uh, Always gentle with everybody, but firm. He made sure to, uh, especially in voice, not necessarily in game. It's not everybody that's comfortable, so he was the first one to make sure that everybody was welcoming, that would follow the rules, that would be friendly with everybody, and he would push you aside and talk to you in another room if you needed to get things straight, or if you sounded even remotely like you weren't feeling good. I don't know how many times he did that. Yeah, I thought it was quite remarkable, especially when he did not know you at all. Um, and I know that Pops was one that didn't like typing, whereas I love typing, so I would write to him in game, and he would end up pulling me in voice chat to answer me. I always thought it was cute and it was fun, and yeah, I loved it when we did event with him. Even when he was having more trouble, he was always friendly. He was trying not to get frustrated, and he welcomed the help as much as he gave it. So I'm gonna miss him, and I know a lot of people well. So hopefully, yeah, that's that.
Thank you, Ian. Elevet. I can't hear them. Anyone else hear them?
No.
No.
I see them lighting up, but I don't see anything.
All right, let's try this again here.
That works.
There we go. Ellen Mango here. When it comes to Pops, he was an incredible man. I had the privilege of meeting him about a year ago in Rift, and from the get-go, I mean, he was welcoming, he was caring, he was generous. I looked to him as a mentor. He showed me the ways of the Gashkia family. He showed me the kindness and brotherhood that this guild basically represents, and the kindness that he showed everyone is going to live on with us as we pay it forward to the new people that come to the guild and to everyone we meet, and he's going to be missed. But the lessons that we learn from him through that kindness are basically going to live on forever in our hearts, and I look forward to seeing him in the next level, and hopefully we'll be able to get together and have some more fun again. So thank you, Pops. Thank you for everything.
You. Sounds like your birds were excited too.
Oh, Mango misses him too.
So Verve says, Pops was my hero, mentor, friend. I don't know anyone truer to us and himself. If there is a Valhalla, I will definitely see him there. Any words you would wish to say? How are they coming along, Baylor? Alright. Just about wrapping up. Baylor probably will post in something here. Dima, you want to say something again?
Just one more thing. The reason I'm an ESO is Pops. He basically got me the basic game so I could play. I was running short on cash. And he taught me what I needed to know in the beginning. Not in here much, but when I am, I remember him and am so grateful for him helping me.
Alright, and Baylor PM'd me his speech, so here we go. I'm going to do my best to read it. It is a small font on the... You know what? I can move my screen. Hold on. Text on 4K resolution is really hard. Alright, when I first joined many moons ago, I knew very few people, like most others who have joined over the years. I never say Pops was bad to me, and him and I butted heads slightly, but that never made me mad at him and made me understand his stance for this community. Time went on and we spoke very little, but I knew, or I had a better outlook on him, because he, for sure most of you new here may not have known, but he sure is another Roger Rawl, an outstanding soul who never can be replaced but forever remembered. May he rest in peace, and we hold his memories dear to our hearts. Probably a lot better written than I read it. Horrible at reading, terribly dyslexic, so forgive me. Sir Henry, go ahead.
Well, I have been in the guild less than 2 years, or maybe it's 2 years now, and I know Pops is on Discord quite frequently. We chat at least, say, 3 or 4 times a week, if not more. So it's disheartening to see him go. I love our chats. We talk about all different things, about the world, about the military, about the games and stuff. How to make the guild better. He was always very proud of this guild family. Always talked all the great things that the guild did in over the years. Prior to I was in the guild and stuff, and he would tell me historical stuff, and it was always interesting conversations we had. It's definitely very sad to see him go. I was very shocked when I heard he was gone, because when I heard he was gone, I was like, I just talked to him like 2 days ago, and I was just in disbelief, because when I saw a couple messages in Discord, it sounded like I'm going to honor him and stuff, but I didn't realize that he passed away. So, and when someone told me, I was just shocked. I was like, oh, I didn't realize. It's like, he was there one day, and now he's gone. And it's like, it's thinking about it. It's like now it's a hole in our heart, soul, or whatnot. It's like it's like logging Discord, and it's a little bit empty because I have one less person I chat with on a very frequent basis. Even when I'm not in game or Pops is not in game, we're Wally is in channel like I am, just chatting. I work from home, and I'm doing reports and stuff. Sometimes I get in Discord just to chat with people while I'm working, because it's sometimes I need the distraction and stuff. And so I love chatting with Pops all the time because he was always there, and it's disheartening to see him go. Like I said, he loved being in this guild. He was very proud of the guild and everything else. And he would talk about it quite frequently, among other things.
Thank you, Henry.
Sorry, I just ran out of words to say.
I could totally understand.
Pops always used to say that, I'm one that sometimes gets a little too chatty. Note, I'm pretty shy in most cases. And he says, learn to breathe in between your talks, because let someone else talk sometimes. So.
Hold good.
He's on mute.
I figured it out. A couple of years ago, my eyesight suddenly degraded to the point where the game was impossible to play. And I quit the game, and I was going to resign from the guild, and basically I'd fallen into self-pity. Pops was sitting up there in that channel way up at the top there, I don't know, the lounge or something like that. And Fogg's name was up there too, so I went up to talk to Fogg, but he was away from the keyboard. And I told Pops what was going on. I said, I'm going blind, the game sucks, life sucks, blah, 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 whining. The only thing he said was, I don't know you very well, but from what everybody's told me, I just didn't think you were a quitter. People who know me know I don't get butthurt. I got butthurt that day. And I left Discord, and I didn't come back to anything for about 7 days. And it bugged me. So I tried some stuff. I tried making everything larger on my monitor. I tried everything I could think of, except what I ended up doing was taking a widescreen TV, mounting it on my wall, hooking it to my computer, and now I've got enough of a screen so I can see well enough to play. A couple days later, I was in Guild Wars 2, and Pops didn't play a lot in Guild Wars 2, but he came in once in a while, and he saw me in there, and he actually said, see, I was right, you're not a quitter. So it's his fault I'm here.
That's Pops.
Yet another reason to be thankful.
Cool.
I am certainly glad that you didn't quit, Olgo. Pops has this real knack for saying the perfect things that you need to hear at the right time. Probably one of the things I'm going to miss most about him. He was always, sometimes painfully honest with me, but it was always the thing I needed to hear. So it was very nice having him around, kind of guiding me. That's kind of what my elders are for, is that help keep me where I need to be going. Make sure that everything's in the best interest of the family. So I'm going to really miss him. Does anyone else have one? Did I miss anybody? Tierney, did you want a chance?
Selrina said something in chat.
I missed it.
Says Pops had a huge heart. He loved his family in RL as well as those of us in game. I will miss him.
Thank you. Someone want to read Tierney's message as they write it?
Sure. Well, someone else wrote, may his memory be a blessing. It was Mina. Turney's writing, Pops was a wise man, always had a funny quip to share, and was just a joy to always speak with. Pops, I will miss you. My favorite cheesehead.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes, he is from Wisconsin, which is why we picked this location. He loved fishing, golf in Wisconsin. So this is about as close as we can get to all three. The golf course is on the back nine, so you can read his article about that. And for anybody looking for to read his old articles, he wrote, I think, 7 of them for Gashki magazine. I'll post it in Twitch for you guys. You can also go to gsch.info/mag and then look at the staff directory for Pops. I can tell you firsthand that all of these stories that he wrote, mostly life stories by him, and all of them are very meaningful. So I highly recommend you go read them. And you'll probably walk away with a whole new perspective on life. So I want to thank you all for coming out today. Pops will definitely be remembered in this community. He was a pretty pillar of our community. So we will have some more announcements going down the road in new ways to honor him. Trying to flesh them all out, get them all straight. But this video will be available on YouTube for watching after the fact. Please feel free to leave your comments on YouTube if you like. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon, hopefully on better circumstances. Thank you all for tuning in to his family. Thank you so much for sharing him with us. I cannot express that enough. He loved you guys more than anything in the world. And it was really a pleasure to get to know him and be a part of his life. So thank you so much. And that is all for the day. Thanks everybody. Have a good one.